On many occasions, we heard the word Islam. Do we ever thought what Islam is? Islam is to believe in and to worship the one true God, Allah in Arabic alone, and to accept Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, as his final messenger. Followers of Islam are known as Muslims, who can be from any racial or ethnic background. God calls on us to acknowledge Him through His signs. This is part of the test of this life. Without the right attitude, no amount of information can make someone believe. Therefore, in order to believe in one God, you have to come with 4 points: objectivity and open mind, then humbleness and sincerity, contemplation about our purpose, and receptive to God's signs. Let's have a look on the beginning of the universe. The first reason for believing in God relates to reflecting on the origin of the universe. How did the universe come to exist? Did it come from nothing? Did it create itself? No, this is totally irrational. It is like saying a mother gave birth to herself. Has it always existed? No. Modern science concludes that the universe is not eternal and had a beginning. Then was it created? Yes, which is the creator. Here a question might come in your mind, but who created God? God was not created. Unlike the universe and rest of creation, God is eternal, has always existed, and has no beginning. Let's have a look on the second reason, which is order of the universe. Another simple reason for believing in God is the pondering over the order of the universe using the following logic. Our solar system is highly ordered with intricate systems, laws, and patterns. The order in our universe indicates that intelligence of the Creator. Many features in the universe clearly indicate to be specially designed to support life. In these measurements were slightly different to what they currently are. Life could not exist. For example, ozone layers, thickness of earth crust, oxygen percentage in the air, distance from the sun, relative size of sun, earth, and moon. Could a large complex universe formed by coincidence, without supervision? It should be noted that Islam encourages scientific research and reflection. The role of science helps us describe the many observed patterns that God places in His creation and appreciate the extent of His power and wisdom. Now come to the revelations in Quran. The Quran provides a strong argument for the existence of God, and it is unmatched in its style, wisdom, guidance, eloquence, as well as its uniqueness in how it addresses the reader. There is no error or contradictions. Pure and clear description of God revealed via Prophet Muhammad, who was illiterate, preserved no alteration in 1400 years. Deep insights into human behavior memorized by millions of people. It contains scientific facts which were unknown at that time. Let's come to the point that who is God? One of the main beauties of Islam is that it acknowledges the complete perfection, greatness, and uniqueness of God with absolutely no compromises. God is one and unique and has no rivals, partners, or sons. God is worthy of all worship, directly and exclusively. No intermediaries. God is perfect and flawless. No limitations or weaknesses. God is most merciful. He knows we are imperfect and commit sins. However, the key is to always acknowledge our mistakes and to sincerely ask for forgiveness. No part of God is present in His creation, nor do others share in His divine attributes. When trying to understand the concept of God in Islam, it is important to discuss the status of Jesus, given the widespread confusion and claims about His nature. Islam actually acknowledges Jesus as an honorable prophet and messenger of God. But Muslims do not worship Him, as worship is for God alone who created Jesus and everything that exists. As such, the belief of Jesus as God or the Son of God or part of a Trinity clearly contradicts the pure teachings of God in Islam. Just take a moment and think about it. If Jesus was God, who would He be praying to? There are many examples in Christian teachings of Jesus speaking and behaving as if God is separate being to Himself. For example, Jesus prays to God. Then, how can God be both perfect and imperfect? Jesus was born, ate, slept, and had limited knowledge, all attributes not befitting God. God has attributes of perfection, whereas man is the opposite. One more point, what does the term Son of God really mean? We find the term Son of God is symbolically used in the earliest biblical languages for a righteous person. For many people, not exclusively for Jesus, God is far removed from having a physical and literal son. Now there will be a question in your mind. If God can do anything, why can't He become a man? The answer is very simple and logical. God always maintains attributes of perfection and does not do anything to compromise His perfection. By definition, God does not do ungodly acts. So if God becomes man and took on human attributes, He would necessarily no longer be a God. Here we will give some examples of the prophet. For example, Prophet Adam, Prophet Noah, Prophet Abraham, Prophet Moses, Prophet Jesus, Prophet Muhammad, and other prophets, peace be upon them all. Their mission is one, emphasize concept of one God, reject all false gods and beliefs, demonstrate how to worship God, be an example of righteousness, describe rewards for obedience, and warn punishment for disobedience. God sends prophet to every nation throughout the time with the same essential message, to worship one and only true God. Although Muslims love and respect all prophets, they do not worship them or attribute divinity to them, as this is reserved solely for Allah. Have you ever thought what is the purpose of our life? God, the All-Wise, did not create us to simply wander aimlessly or to only fulfill our basic instincts and desires. Rather, we have a higher purpose to acknowledge and worship God alone, so that we live upon the guidance of our Creator. This guidance enables us to live a contented and successful life in all aspects. It is part of God's infinite wisdom that He created us and gave us the opportunity to know Him and to experience our lives and make our own choices. Islam is a complete and practical way of life that teaches Muslims to be balanced, decent, and contributing members of society. The concept of worship in Islam does not only include praying and supplicating to God. It is a broad definition that includes any action that God is pleased with. Some examples are earning an honest living, taking care of orphans, looking after the environment, having patience and humanity, benefiting the community, respecting parents, standing up for justice, kindness to neighbors, having mindfulness of God, providing for one's family, speaking the truth. Acts of worship require the sincere intention to please God and must be performed correctly according to Islamic guidance. Let's have a look what does Islam say about. Let's start with the women. Women have the highest respect in Islam. They are to be treated with love, honor, and respect. They are the partners of man, and no oppression can ever be condoned towards them. About terrorism, Islam permits fighting in order to preserve the well-being of society, to prevent oppression from spreading, and to promote justice. However, targeting innocent non-combatants is a despicable act which is prohibited. What does Islam say about the halal food? Halal foods are those lawful for Muslims to consume. Meat and poultry should be slaughtered with suffering minimized, and God's name should be mentioned during slaughter. What does Islam say about evolution? God created the first human being, Adam, in his final form, as opposed to evolving gradually from advanced apes. This cannot be directly confirmed or denied by science because this was a unique and singular historical event, a miracle. As for living creatures other than humans, Islamic sources are silent on the matter and only require us to believe that God created them in whatever manner He wanted, using evolutions or otherwise. Being a Muslim's outlook on life should be like this: put my trust in God. Nothing happens except by His permission. I have a noble purpose. If good happens, be grateful. If bad happens, have patience. Everything I have is from God. I will return to God and be accountable. Genuine hope and concern for non-Muslims to be guided. This life is a test, and God sees everything I do. And finally, balance of hope in God's mercy and fear of His punishment.